Hey folks, welcome back to the Lorcana lexicon. Does anyone else kind of feel like Set 2 Rise of the Floodborn just kind of passed them by? I certainly did. I don't know if that's to do with the stale purple-red metagame that we had, or maybe that most of the legends just didn't really find a home. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some great legends in Rise of the Floodborn, and they actually pushed the boat out for what a legend can be. I thought all the legends were great cards, they just are role players for decks that don't exist yet, so it was hard to get excited about them. But Into the Inklands is almost here and we finally have the full spoiler. I've really been wanting to make this video so that you guys can see me live react to a lot of the cards. I've only seen the cards I've been shown, so I'm pretty much spoiler free on this set. We're not going to go through every single card, obviously some of them are just commons with stats and they're not very interesting to talk about, but we are going to try and hit on all the cards that I think are interesting, and you can hear my opinion on them and what I think they can do in the metagame. So here we go, diving straight into it. This is Into the Inklands, first impressions with Lorcana Lexicon. Let's go! Okay, so we're starting in Amber, and alphabetically in Amber, the first card is Blue. I adore Tailspin. I'm so excited there's Tailspin cards in this set. So Blue is a 3-cost 0/3 bodyguard, okay, and has the ability, when this character is banished, gain 2 lore. You know, the thing that I think is hurting this card most is the fact it's uninkable. See, if this card was inkable, it's probably playable, because you basically put it down, bodyguard it straight away, and then you've got all your things your opponent wants to challenge. It'd be really good in an aggressive deck, because to break through your bodyguard, your opponent has to give you lore as well before they can even get to your things that are gaining you lore, which would mean in an aggressive deck, Blue is basically just gaining you 2 lore by coming into play. But that uninkable really hurts them. There's so many good uninkable cards. Like I've said so many times, if you're uninkable you have to be outstanding, and I just don't know if Blue is. Bernard! I love the Rescuers as well. So many good movies coming through in this set. Bernard is 4-cost 1/5 and has the ability, at the end of your turn if a character is exerted, you may ready another character. It's alright. It's alright. I think 4's too much for this effect. He's going to rescue? Nah. It's not there for me. Okay, our first super is Chernabog. Now Chernabog is a 10-cost 9/9, Jesus, and has the rule text: when you play this character, pay 1 less for every character card in your discard. When you play this character, shuffle all cards from your discard into your deck. Okay, so we can get him pretty cheap if we can fill our own discard. I don't know if there's good ways to do that, but it might be a reasonable payoff if you can. Shuffling everything in means it's the only card we can play that interacts, or reasonably, you know what I mean, we don't want to play Hades in a deck with Chernabog, really, because once you play Chernabog then your Hades. I guess it does mean your Hades can pull back your Chernabog. It is interesting if we've got a lot of ways to kind of put cards into our discard. This one is worth keeping an eye on. Puppies! The puppies! Dalmatian Puppies, it's a 2-cost 2/3, it says you can play 99 copies of Dalmatian Puppies Tailwagger in your deck. We've seen 2-mana 2/3s before. They haven't been good since set 1. They weren't even that good in set 1. They just lined up nicely against some things. I love it. I'm definitely going to try it, and that's all I'm going to say. Good Joshua, a 1/5 bodyguard. Fine. Not really going to do much. Kida. Legendary Kida though. 5-cost 3/5 shift 3. Okay, so maybe we do care about the previous Kida. And she says when you play this character, all characters get -3 power until the start of your next turn. So that's all characters, so that means your opponent can't realistically challenge anything, or is going to struggle to challenge anything. I don't know, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. It basically fogs them for a turn, but it doesn't stop them questing. Again, this is what I'm meaning, like these legendaries that we've been seeing, I love the design space that they're pushing, I love that they're kind of making legendaries feel very different, but I don't know. It just feels like there isn't decks for them yet. Lucky, another puppy! 4-mana 2/3 uninkable. Real top 3 cards of your deck, you may put each character card with 2 or less into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your deck. Man, I thought they were going to go to the discard, and I'm like, Chernabog loves this guy! Whenever this character quests, if you have 4 or more other characters in play, you get another one. Okay. Yeah, he's not there. He wants to be questing, and he wants to be drawing cards, but he's not able to do either of those until turn 5. I just think he's too slow. I think he costs too much, he's uninkable, and nah. Yeah, I don't think this is good enough. I just don't think this can compete for Cinderella's slot. When you play a character with Bodyguard, you may remove 2 damage. Nah, don't care. No, okay. Nah, I was looking at that Singer 3 and getting pretty spooked, but nah, this can't compete for Cinderella's slot. Miss Bianca. We don't have this body on a Singer yet, so that's interesting. Singer 4? I guess it depends how many songs that cost 4. A lot of the good songs at the minute seem to cost 3 and 5, which is why Cinderella and Ariel are so good. But maybe. I'm not saying never on this one. Junk. Nanny? Junk. Orvo? Junk. I did not know all these puppies were named characters. This one's ability is called Bark though, which is pretty cute. Chosen character gets -2 attack to editor. Yeah, it's just 4 costs too much for this. We now have our other legendary in Amber. This is Perdita. 6. Uninkable. Spooky. For a 1/6. Not great. When you play this character, or whenever she quests, you may play a character with cost 2 or less from your discard for free. So obviously she's designed to go with the puppies, because you're questing with her and then you're bringing the puppies back from discard. I actually love the flavour here, because like, it's not a graveyard or like in other games, it's a discard. So Perdita is like bringing in discarded puppies, like a little puppy orphanage. It's like so, oh, it's a flavour win. But what we need to ask ourselves is like, is this better than Snow White? The legendary from Rise of the Floodborn, and I don't think it is, apart from in the most dedicated decks. And I feel like those dedicated 2-drop decks just don't want a 6-drop uninkable. So, skeptical. Piglet, on the other hand, this little guy's a machine. 2 cost, inkable, and has the ability of, while there are 2 other characters in play, this character can quest for an extra 2. So this guy's like 2 cost questing for 3. You guys were excited about Pinocchio? This thing has like reasonable stats, doesn't get swept up by Big Tinkerbell, is inkable. Piglet's a house. Watch this space. Grab your piglets now. Pluto! 7, inkable, so okay maybe. Shift 5, Bodyguard, 3/8. At the start of your turn remove 3 damage to this character. I get what it's doing, and it's cute. I just think it's too much. I just think the stats aren't good. I think the shift cost is too high. Yeah, I'm just not there for Pluto, unfortunately. And now we have the normal Pluto. 1 cost, uninkable, 0/2. Tap it, you may pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. This seems a little odd to me, because so many cards in Amber so far have cared about you having 2 cost characters. But Pluto is accelerating you to put your 3 cost characters into play on turn 2. So Pluto doesn't really synergize with all this kind of puppy nonsense that's going on right now. But he might be really good. Like other games like Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy, things that let you accelerate on turn 1 into your turn 3 play on turn 2 tend to be pretty good. Uninkable might hurt him, but not if there's enough good 3 costs to play. Like this might be good in the song deck, you know, like just getting to put your Ariel down on 2 and then sing your song on 3. I'm kind of there for Pluto. Pongo Determined Father. 3 cost, 3/2. Once per turn, you may pay 2 ink to reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character, put it into your hand. Yes! Pongo the old rascal! There he's there, there he's there. The stats are fine, the ability is gas. This gives Amber decks something to do with their ink. Yes! When your aggro deck starts like running out of steam, Pongo gets you out. Yep. Ship it, Pongo, let's go! Queen of Hearts, 3/3 for 3. Whenever this character quests, your other villains get +1 quest this turn. This could be good. A villains deck is brewing. I just don't know how many villains there are in Amber right now. But this is one to keep your eye on, because this is the kind of card that, giving all your other characters the ability to quest for more, that can just steal games. Roly. He's garbage, but look at him. Okay, another Tinkerbell. Let's see. 4 uninkable, 1/4. When you play this character, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a character card and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom. It's alright. I'm glad we didn't get another insane Tinkerbell. Because yeah, the last thing we need is just making it easier to play Big Tink. Yeah, this isn't that good. This isn't that good. Wendy darling. Sorry Wendy. Junk. 99 puppies. Whenever one of your characters quests this turn, gain 1 lore. Yeah, this is kind of like Rob from the Rich. And I hate that card. Yeah, I don't like it. The fact it's uninkable just makes it terrible. Because there's some games that's going to do absolutely nothing. When you're behind, this does nothing, and you can't ink it. Nah. Boss's Orders. Junk. Heal what has been hurt. It's probably not good. Draw a card. Is draw a card good enough to save Hakuna Matata? Don't know if it is. I might try it. Draw cards are powerful effects, but unless you're synergizing with other Rapunzel heal effects, I'm just not there for it. This one's not good either. It's Tailspin though. Bare Necessities. Very interesting that they brought Bare Necessities out with the Tailspin cards and not with Jungle Book cards. Chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a non-character card of your choice. This is good. I like these effects. I am a big fan of hand attack. This is good. I think this will see a lot of play, and it's inkable to boot. Yeah, massive fan of Bare Necessities. This is going to be so important. Even if you're not taking an important card off your opponents, knowing what cards you need to play around is so important. Information is insanely powerful in card games, and Bare Necessities gives you a massive amount of information. Cleansing Rainwater. Junk. Heart of Atlantis. You may pay 2 less for the next character you play this turn. This is like Lantern from set 1, but it costs twice as much and has twice the effect. Lantern was so good because it was, you would play it on turn 2 and then play a 1-cost character straight away, and then you would get to play 2 characters on turn 3. Heart of Atlantis, if you're playing it on 4, then you need to have a 2-cost that you haven't already played, and then on your turn 5 you can play a 7. This is the problem, just 7s aren't really that playable. This looks like Lantern, I just don't think it's anywhere near Lantern's power level, even though it's basically 2 Lanterns, but turn 4 is so much later than turn 2. Wildcat's Wrench. We'll see. We'll get to locations, we'll see, but I don't think this is good. Okay, and now we're on to locations. Our first location is Neverland. Let's just take this moment to talk a little bit about what locations do, just in case you're like me and you've stayed pretty spoiler free. So locations have a cost up in the top, so that's a normal ink cost just like any other card, and if they are inkable they can be inked like any other card in the game. They have a willpower like characters, so your opponent can attack them like characters. They come in sideways, you can see the cards already sideways. That's because they're always kind of exerted, so they can always be attacked. They have a willpower, your opponent can attack them with their characters to try and banish it. Where they differ from characters is the locations don't need to quest every turn. Every turn they will passively gain you lore, and the lore that they gain you passively is shown down here. So basically the way to think of locations are little lore batteries. You just put them into play and your opponent has to attack them to get them out of play. Now interestingly, because locations are locations, your characters can go there, and to put a character into a location you pay the cost shown over there. Now some locations have abilities that say when a character is in here a thing will happen. Some locations don't. Some characters have an ability that says if they're in a location they do a thing. So you can put a character into a location and it doesn't have any effect. We'll see how it pans out. Like I said, I haven't looked at the full set yet, so there might be more synergies than I'm expecting, but yeah, it's not like when your character's in a location they can't be challenged by your opponent's characters. So yeah, some characters it's not worth putting in there, but I'm expecting cards that will synergize with things being in or out of locations. So we'll see how it pans out. Anyway, back to the review. So Neverland is our first location. I'm going to talk about all the locations just because I think locations are new and interesting, people want to hear about them. Neverland's not a good one. It costs 1 and it's got 4 willpower. So it is interesting that you can just put this down on turn 1 and then on turn 2 it'll gain you 1 and turn 3 it'll gain you 1. Your opponent has to waste their time breaking it, so it might be good in like really dedicated aggro decks, but outside of that I just don't see it. I could be wrong. It's really hard to evaluate locations right now, and maybe a 1-cost location is insane, but I am skeptical because late game this does nothing. Late game you draw it, you play it, and your opponent just attacks it straight away. It's kind of like Sleepy in that way, where it's great on turn 1 and bad anywhere else. Yeah, not super high on Neverland. Okay, our second location is the Pride Lands. So it's 2 and uninkable, and it says characters get +2 willpower while they're here. So this is the first location that actually does something for having a character inside it. So you can pay 2 to put a character into Pride Lands, and that character basically has 2 more health. So your opponent has to decide, do they want to attack the Pride Lands to get it away, or do they want to just go at the characters, how much they care about the characters. But remember, if they ignore the Pride Lands, you are still getting 1 ink a turn, and 7 is massive. Like if you just put this down on turn 2, like your opponent probably won't deal with that until turn 3 or 4, and that's really derailing their game plan. I really like the play patterns that locations are going to bring into the game. They're going to slow the games down a lot, I think, because people are going to take time to attack locations instead of questing. That's interesting as well, because now there's actual decision, because like Oh, like the depth of play just got so much bigger here actually. Now that I'm looking at Pridelands. Pridelands has tickled something inside my brain. Also has the ability, if you have a prince or a king character, you may pay 1 less to play characters. So they don't even need to be in. That's interesting. This one's great. This one's great. I think this one's really good. 2 cost, 7 health, protects the guys you put in it, and then also has this, if you play princes and kings, just your other characters cost less. Yeah, no, I'm into this, I'm into this. I'm just like, when I finish doing this video, I'm gonna start looking at all the princes and kings and seeing what's playable. And then the last amber is Tiana's Palace Jazz Restaurant. It's 3 cost uninkable for 8. 3 for 8 seems so much worse than 2 for 7. Characters can't be challenged while here. Right, hang on, right, okay. That's cool, that's cool. So you pay 2, put a character in that can't be challenged. So basically any characters you put in here, you're giving them 8 extra health. That's 7, that's 8. You're giving them 8 extra health because they have to break the palace before they can get to the characters inside it. I like this one. I do like this one too. This will be good for like your Lilos and things, like putting your Lilos and your Pinocchios and stuff in here and just being like quest, and your opponent is like, God, how did I get rid? Yeah, Tiana's Palace is the real deal. Dig it. Right, let's get on to the Amethyst cards now. First up we have Alice. 6 cost, inkable for a 4/4 that says when it exerts, you can exert chosen character and all other characters with the same name. Nah, it's just not there. Like Elsa was great even at 8 because Elsa came in and did something straight away. Freezes them down, buys you multiple turns. This Alice just doesn't do anything when it comes in and then does very little, and 4/4 stats on your 6 just isn't, nah, not there for Alice unfortunately. Chernabog's minions on the other hand, I am very here for. This is a 1 cost 2/1 that says when it quests you can banish it to draw a card. It means you can play it on turn 1, quest, get a lore, next turn quest, get a lore, and then if they have a character that's going to threaten to get rid of your minions, you can just banish it and get a card for free. And then it fuels your Chernabog as well. This card's just good at every point in the game because it's inkable. If you need the ink when you draw it on turn 4, you're like, oh great. It's a 1 cost, just play it on turn 1, do your thing. And then in the super late game when you draw it, you just play it. And then next turn you get a quest with it and get a new card. Now, I'm very high on this minion. This minion's great. Diablo, another 1 cost 2/1 with upside, and he's inkable. Diablo says, whenever you play a Maleficent, you may look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top or the bottom. So this is just utility if you're playing a lot of Maleficents in your deck, and there's quite a few good ones. There's the 3 cost Maleficent from set 1 that this works great with, because you play Maleficent, look at the top card, if you don't want it, put it in the bottom and draw a random one. There's also the 1 cost Maleficent that quests for 2, which is always fine, just purple Lilo. And I know that there's legendary Maleficents in this set, I've not seen it yet, but yeah, Diablo could be a big role player. Genie, supportive friends, 4 cost uninkable, 3/5, and whenever this character quests, you may shuffle this card into your deck to draw 3 cards. Right, okay. Drawing 3 is huge. I kind of wish he banished himself, like Chernabog's minions, but I guess they don't want you looping this, because if you could reanimate it somehow with Snow White or Hades and then do it again and draw another 3, because 3 cards is so much. It's tough. This is one of these cards you're going to need to play with. I don't know if letting your 4-drop go away is worth 3 cards, but 3/5 isn't embarrassing stats either, so it could still brawl, and I don't know about this one, but this is the one that I'm very unsure about. This could be insane or it could be terrible, and I think only time will tell with that one. Hydros, 3 cost 2/2, exerts to exert a character, junk. Yeah, we already have an Elsa that does this, and Elsa is a much more relevant character type for the purposes of shifting, and she has better stats. I don't care how much you quest for, this just isn't good. Iago, 3/3/2, evasive. Sadly, he's junk. He's going to be insane in draft, but like, yeah. Quick aside, we draft loads in my LGS, and I've been wanting to do a video on booster draft for a long while. If you're interested in hearing me talk about booster draft, whether that's just what booster drafting is or the strategy behind booster drafting, let me know in the comments, because like I said, I want to make that video, and if I have someone in the comments saying, yes, please make that video, that's going to make me so much more likely to do it. So yeah, fire something in the comments if you think booster draft video sounds interesting for any reason. Jafar, 3 cost, 2/2. When you play this character, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 on the top of your deck and the other on the bottom. I thought for a second he was going to be card advantage, but he just sets up your draws. He does quest for 2, but like we saw with Hydros, 2/2 quest for 2, not really there. Jafar, Striking Illusionist, 7 cost 4/5 legend, shift 5. Okay, so now we need to dust out our Jafars. There's the other shift Jafar from set 2 as well that was pretty good, the Steel Snake. So this one has shift 5 and evasive, and during your turn, while this character is exerted, whenever you draw a card, gain a lore. Right, okay, hang on. What? Ah, this card's insane! So if you can exert him to draw a bunch of cards, I mean, you can play him with the Steel Jafar, which means you're in Steel, and that Steel Jafar draws cards when he challenges and banishes someone. So you're in Steel, so you can have this Jafar sing Whole New World and gain you 7 lore on the spot and a new hat. That's crazy. So the curve there is like turn 4 Snake Jafar, turn 5 shift, sing Whole New World. Okay, this is the first card in the set that's got me going like, what? Okay, so Amethyst Steel combo? God, yeah, this card's nutty. Because even if you're just fairly drawing cards, like off of the Genie, draw 3, God, and off of Friends on the Other Side, and just Maleficence, and yeah, this card's real. Lena Saberwing, junk. Why would you want your Rush to only have 1 power? Magic Brooms, okay. A guy in my store is really excited about Magic Brooms. So we've got a couple. The first one is Dancing Duster. This one is 6 cost, uninkable 3/3. Already not feeling great. And when you play this character, if you have a sorcerer in play, exert an opposing character, the chosen character doesn't ready. It's not good. It's a broom, which is cool, and it costs 5, I guess, if you have Mickey Sorcerer in play, but 5 for this effect, uninkable, isn't very good either, you know. If you're already an Amethyst, just play Big Elsa. Magic Broom Fast Cleaner, 5 cost, uninkable again. Why are these brooms uninkable? Rush, and when you play this character, you may shuffle all brooms from your discard into your deck. I don't get what this broom synergy is with putting cards back in your deck. I don't know why you'd want to do this. Yeah, I'm not really high on this one either. 5, Rush, 4/4. You can just play Zeus. Zeus is a 4 cost, 4/4, like quest for 2 with charge and challenge and... Okay, an Inkable Broom. Alright, an Inkable Broom. Magic Broom Big Sweeper, 3 cost Inkable for a 1/5. While this character's in a location, it gets +2 attack. Okay. So this card cares about locations, and if it's in a location, it's now a 3/5. And a 3 cost 3/5 is something to write home about. And it's Inkable. So if there is a location deck, I imagine this broom's a big part of it. So he's exciting. I like this broom. Magic Carpet. 2 cost Inkable, love it. 2/1, love it less. Evasive, alright. And has the ability, exert, move a character of yours to a location for free. So the carpet just ferries people into locations. And like we've seen so far, the locations normally cost 2 to get into. So if the carpet moves a character once, then you're ink neutral, because you paid 2 for the carpet. And if it moves it twice, that's massive game. So straight away, I'm already kind of thinking about this Amethyst locations deck using the Magic Broom we just saw and the Magic Carpet. Okay, something's coming together. Magicka Dispel. Nah, this is junk. Magicka Dispel, 7 cost, shift 5 for a 4/6. Whenever this character quests, gain lore equal to the cost of one of your items in play. This seems like a scam. Nah, I'm not buying it. It's a cool card, but it seems like a scam. Nope. Next, 4 cost Magicka Dispel, 3/4. Return the chosen item with cost equal to or less than this character's power to its player's hand. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So this lets you like reset your popsicles to keep drawing cards, so you can tap it to basically draw a card. This one needs a bit of thought, but there's definitely stuff you can do with this, I think. This is a cool engine card, and it quests for 2. Okay, this one's cool. I don't know how powerful it is. The fact it's inkable, I'm just so high on things that are inkable. Okay, Legendary Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, 5 cost, inkable, 2/3. Whenever this character quests, draw a card. Alright, okay. So this is Evil Queen on steroids, because this is Evil Queen, but every time you draw a card, you're gaining 2 lore as well. During your turn, whenever you draw a card, it does more. During your turn, whenever you draw a card, you may move 1 damage counter from a chosen character to a chosen opposing character. Wow. I'm thinking all the way back to like 1990s Pokemon cards when you just had Alakazam move all of the damage counters onto a Chansey. Wow. So every time you draw a card, you can move so you can be killing things if you're drawing multiple cards a turn. And it costs 5, and it can sing Whole New World. Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Steel Amethyst has to happen. Get it on the list, Jerry. Mama Odie, 6 cost, 3/6. Whenever this character quests, you may move up to 2 damage counters from chosen character. Yeah, junk. Just bad Maleficent. Bad Maleficent. Let's move on with our life. Pua! 2/2/2. Whenever this character is banished, you may shuffle this character into your deck. Junk. 1 cost Rafiki, 0/2. Has Challenger 3. Okay, so 1 cost 3/2. Whenever he challenges a hyena character, the character takes no damage. Okay, trinket text, not good. One cost, 3/2. Nah, don't believe it. Probably bad. Stratos, evasive 4/4 for 5. And he exerts to gain lower equal to the number of Titan characters you have in play. So this guy all depends on how good the other Titans are. But so he quests for 1 if he's the only one in play. So he could be good. I don't know, I just don't like cards that rely on other cards to be good. So, okay, so giving Stratos a wide berth for now, but could be good. 4, the Fire Fiend. Force of Destruction, 4 cost 6/2, junk, whoa! The Queen, 3 for a 4/3, junk. 4 cost, Treasure Guardian, 4 mana 6/6, okay. Uninkable. This character can't challenge or quest unless it's at a location. Okay, so this is a big payoff for locations. It might be too risky though, because this card does nothing without a location. And even then, is it much better than a 5 cost? There's a lot of 5 costs that can brawl with this. It's pushing locations, but I don't think it's good. 3 cost Ursula, 3/3, uninkable. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character can't ready. So when Ursula quests, you keep something exerted. I don't think it's good. I think just being uninkable and not doing its thing half the time. Nah. Bestow a gift. Move 1 damage counter from chosen character to chosen opposing character. Oh, whoa, junk. Terrible. God. I thought it was going to end with draw a card and then it would be maybe good, but no. Nope. Stay away from this one, folks. It Calls Me. Song, 1 cost. Draw a card, shuffle up to 3 cards. Okay, so this is 1 ink draw card, which could be good. Like I said in the previous set, there's a lot of cards in Rise of the Floodborn that just 1 ink draw card. So there might be some combo decks that are just like draw, especially the ones that care about actions, maybe. On the surface, this doesn't seem great, but you could just use it to thin, you know, like just to dig for something. Turn 1, draw a card. Turn 2, draw a card, you know, and just dig for like the 2 cards that matter maybe. Last ditch effort, 3 cost uninkable. Exert chosen opposing character, then chosen character of yours gains challenger. Okay, so this is kind of removal. You make someone a better attacker, but yeah, you're still putting your own guy at risk. If their guy is too big, it still doesn't remove it. Not excited about this one. The Boss is on a roll, 3 cost, inkable. It's a song. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put any number of them on top and the rest on the bottom, gain 1. Ah, God, it's not card advantage. It's terrible. The Lamp, 2 cost, banish this item. If you have a character named Jafar in play, draw 2 cards. If you have a character named Genie in play, return chosen character with cost 4 or less. Okay, right, so this does both. This could be good. So you get to return a character if you have a Genie in play, and draw. See, if this does both, it's great. If it does the Jafar side, it's still good. Because that's 2 cost, draw 2. Okay, we need to look at Jafars. We really need to take a good look at Jafars. How many Jafars can we play? Because if we can play a lot, this card's not busted, but it's good. It's still good, especially that new Jafar. Sorcerer's Hat, 2 cost item. Exert and pay 1, name a card, then reveal the top card of your deck. If it's the named card, put that card into your hand, otherwise put it... Okay, nah, I don't believe this one. This one's kind of cool because you're setting up your draws with like the bosses on a roll and other stuff, but it's just a lot of work to draw a card, isn't it? I don't believe in this one. This is too much work. Okay, and now we have Amethyst locations. The first one is Forbidden Mountain. 2 cost for a 6. Lures for 1 to put into. Yeah, it's not great. Unless you have a lot of characters that care about going to locations, but really we've only seen, in purple anyway, Treasure Guardian. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this one. Costing 2. Yeah, I think I would still lean on Neverland. The Queen's Castle. 4 cost, inkable. Gets you 2 lore. So this is the first location we've seen that gets you 2 lore. At the start of your turn, for each character you have here, you may draw a card. Oh my God! Okay, this deck built itself. Why do they keep doing this with Amethyst decks? It just built itself. This is like when they gave us Min Merlin, all the stuff in one set. They've now went, okay Amethyst players, here's a Jafar that gains you lore when you draw cards. Here's a Genie that draws you 3 cards. Here's a Lamp that draws you 2 cards. Here's a Carpet that put things into locations. Here's a location that says when people are in it, it builds it, and it only costs 1 to go into. It only costs 1 to go into. Man. Sorcerer's Tower, 3 cost, inkable. Your character's name, Magic Broom, move here for free. While a character is here, it gets +1 lore. That's interesting. I don't think it's enough to make Magic Brooms good, but it's maybe enough to make Magic Brooms a fun deck. Play Magic Broom deck. You know I'm ready to talk about some Emerald cards. Here we go. And the first one is Cubby. 4 cost, Inkable, 3/5. When this character moves to a location, he gets 3 power. Location matters, common, probably not good. Cursed Merfolk, 1 cost, uninkable, 0/1. When this character is challenged, each opponent chooses and discards a card. And it lures for 2. This is kind of like a 1 cost Flynn Rider. That's interesting actually. Turn 1 this. Turn 2 Flynn Rider, quest for 2. Then next turn quest for 4 unless you attack my Cursed Merfolk, discarding cards, and I could be into this. I could be into this. Dawn Carnage, 5 cost, 4/4, evasive, filler, junk, whatever you want to call it. A new Flotsam. So this is interesting because this combo is with the Flotsam and Jetsam from set 1. 3 cost, 5/2, your character's named Jetsam, get +3 attack, so he makes your Jetsams bigger. I'm assuming the Jetsam is going to make Flotsam bigger, so if it works that way, this is a 3 cost 5/5 with Jetsam. Friar Tuck, 4 cost, 2/4. When you play this character, the player with the most cards in hand chooses and discards a card. So 4 cost comes in, they discard a card. But yeah, but it's player, hang on, it's player. So if you have more cards, this is anti-synergy with discard. What? If I've made them discard their cards, I don't want to discard. No. Rubbish. Junk. Helga Sinclair, 5 cost, 4/4, uninkable, shift 3. Whenever this character quests, you may deal 3 damage to chosen damaged character. Okay, it has to be damaged. This is reasonable. Quest, gain 2, finish something off. I mean, Cheshire Cat was good. Destroying damaged characters, 3 damage is pretty close to destroying something if it's already got damage on it. And then we have the Helga that we're going to shift from. 2 cost, 2/1. When this character is challenged and banished, banish the challenging character. So this is a mini Cusco. Obviously this Helga really depends on if the other Helga is good enough. Yeah, and it's only when it is challenged. Yeah, I don't know. I think this Helga not being good enough makes the other Helga probably not good enough either. Jetsam, Ward. Your character's named Flotsam, gain Ward. Okay, so it doesn't give it more willpower, it just makes it so your opponent can't target the Flotsam or the Jetsam. And then Flotsam gives this 5. Yeah, they're not very exciting. I guess if you can give them evasive with the other... Maybe now, I mean, we've got a 16 eel deck now. Maybe me and John need to revisit the Ursula deck we played way back in the day.
Kev, you poor unfortunate soul.
Kit Cloud Kicker! Oh, love Tailspin. 3 cost, 2/2, god. Why do you need to do it, Kit? Why can't you be good? When you play this character, you may return chosen opposing character with 2 or like, Kit, man, Kit. So he comes in, he bounces something. If it's small, probably not good enough. Lyle Tiberius Rourke, 3 cost, 2/4. While you play this character, opposing character gains reckless during your next turn. Okay, this is cool. This is kind of like a little John Silver from set 1, which was great. That's maybe a Treasure Planet theme. When one of your other characters is banished, each opponent loses 1 lore. Oh, that's cool as well. This card's cool. I do like this card. And I guess he works with the Helga, who when she's challenged, she banishes them. So you play Helga Quest, then play this, give the guy. Okay, the wheels are turning. Milo Thatch. 1 cost, 2/2, we've seen them, junk. Milo Thatch with shift 4, 7 cost, 4/4. When this character is banished, return all opposing characters to their player's hands. Wow, okay, so this isn't when he is challenged and banished. If you just run him into your opponents, you reset their board. It's pretty exciting. Shift 4, does quest for 3, interesting. And it requires you to play Milos, I guess. And there only is another Milo. If you're not shifting, it's not great. God, I spoke too soon. Morph. You may play any character with shift on this character as if this character had its name. Hang on a minute. Right, so all of these good shift cards suddenly just got a lot better because now they all have a 2 cost shifter. We need to go and look at Belle from set 2 because it's in green, but even outside of green there's got to be other ones. Like we just saw Milo that needs a good shift target, now it's got Morph. We looked at Jafar. God, man, this card changes the game. Now if you're in green, you always have a 2 cost shift target. This is green's identity now. Green is the colour you're in if you want to play Floodborn characters. This is nuts. This is nuts. What? Peter Pan, 4 cost, 3/3. Once per turn this character moves to a location, Gain lore equal to that location's lore. Okay, so it's once per turn. So basically Peter Pan's encouraging you to bounce about location to location. If he had evasive, maybe. He is like a decent but yeah, not there for me. Prince John, my boy, he's back! 5 cost, uninkable, 2/4. Quest for 2. Whenever this character quests, each opponent with more lore than you loses to. I'm less into this one. I just don't like the fact that like he does nothing if your opponent doesn't have any lore, you know? So if your opponent isn't ahead, this is just a 2/4 that quests for 2 lore for 5. Yeah, okay, nah. Not here for this one. Robin Hood. 6 cost, 4/5, quest for 4? Wow. We've only seen a couple of cards that quest for 4, and this is the cheapest one. I mean, this can close the door in a game pretty fast. You need to ramp it, I guess. So maybe like an amber green? But I guess just putting it down on 6, just going like Cusco into this is a lot of pressure. Shenzi. 4 cost, 0/6, inkable. When this character is at a location, it gets 3 extra attack. When this character's at a location, when she challenges another character, draw a card. Okay, so this is our location payoff in green. Put Shenzi in a location, now she's a 3/6 when she attacks and she draws you cards when she does it. So this card's reasonable. This card demands an answer, and the nice thing about it is like, when it's in a location, now they have to decide, do they want to get rid of the Shenzi to stop you drawing cards, or do they want to get rid of the location? And then you could just play another location and bounce her into it, and then they're like, man, I should have got the hyena. I like this design. Definitely. Depends how good locations are. Sir Hiss! 2 cost, 3/1 evasive. The one does it in, man. It's probably not good. It's nice we have Sir Hiss, but probably not good. Skippy! 2 cost, 2/2, ward, garbage, next card. Starkey, 7 cost, 6/6, quest for 3. Junk. Green Stitch. We've not had a Green Stitch yet. 5 cost, 3/3, quest for 2, evasive. While this character's at a location, he gains ward. Okay, so he has evasive and ward. It's probably still not good enough. It doesn't gain lore fast enough. 2 lore and you have to set it up. You could just play Ray. I know he doesn't have ward, but he just has so much less setup. 2 cost Ursula, 1/3. When you play this character, chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a song. If we had sideboards, this could be good. This could be good in certain matchups, but it's just too narrow, I think, for general play. 3 cost Ursula, 2/3, legendary. Whenever this character sings a song, you may play the song again from your discard for free, then put it on the bottom of your deck. This seems powerful, but we've not seen a green song deck yet. So this might be another one of these legends that just sleeps until the right shell comes along for it. But I think this is definitely a powerful card, even if it doesn't have a deck yet. I'm struggling to think of good 3 cost songs off the top of my head outside of the steel one. But we'll see, maybe they've just put crazy green songs in this set, just like they're giving us all the Amethyst cards together. 3 cost, Wildcat, 2/3 evasive, banishes items. Again, this is a sideboard card. Like, this would be good if we had sideboards and we could change our deck going into games 2 and 3, but otherwise this card's not going to see any play. Zazu, 1 cost, 2/1. While this character's at a location, he gains 1 lore. Okay, so he's a 1 cost, 2/1 that quests for 2 lore. And is inkable. Okay, so if you have the location deck, this is a better Lilo, I guess, because it can be inked, and it's got more power. I mean, I like him, but he needs a very specific deck to be good. Touched my heart, a song in green, banish chosen item. Too narrow, I will find my way. 1 cost song, chosen character of yours gets +2 power. They may move to a location for free. Nah, too narrow, not spending a card to do this. Strike a good match, 2 cost song. Draw 2 cards, then choose and discard a card. Okay, so this one with Ursula would be good. Because if Ursula sings this, it's draw 4, discard 2. So we're starting to see something going on here. But without Ursula, yeah, you need to be digging for something. It's not amazing. 2 cost item, the airfoil. If you've played 2 or more actions this turn, draw a card. Okay, so we saw the Action Matters cards in green in the last set. We saw the Pete and the Donald. So this is kind of pushing that again. You would need a lot of things that are just like 1 cost, draw a card, and I don't think we're there yet. We might be. But even then, it's just 1 cost, draw a card to then keep drawing cards, so you need something to be digging to for airfoil to be good. 3 cost, Robin's Bow item. Exert to deal 1 damage to chosen character or location. Okay, so it's kind of like the 2 cost Robin. You can just ping things off. A bit of a lark. Whenever a character of yours named Robin Hood quests, you may ready this item. It's kind of cool. Because you can just machine gun stuff down if you have enough Robin Hoods. I wonder how many Robin Hoods we have. There's one in blue, there's a couple in steel. I think there's a couple more in steel now as well. It's interesting, a steel item deck using bow. Well, we'll see. Starlight Vial, 4 cost, exerts. You may pay 2 less for the next action. Okay, so green is establishing itself as the we care about actions colour. That's interesting. And then it has trap, 2 ink, banish this item, draw 2 and okay, so this is maybe part of your steal items. I don't know, there's a lot going on with this card. It's uninkable, and if you're just playing it to get rid of it, it's going to cost you 6, so that's not great. So you need to kind of be playing it to then start using it instantly. This asks a lot, actually. This asks a lot. Even if this card gets a deck, I don't know if its deck will play it. And now we're on to the Emerald locations. So we've got DeVille Manor, 1 ink for a 1/4. It's just Neverland. It might be good. These might be good. I don't know. I guess it depends how much you care about locations. Fang, River City. Anyone from Scotland will never be able to read River City on a card and not think of the Scottish soap opera. So, thanks for that, Lorcana. Characters gain Ward and Evasive while they're here. That's kind of cool, actually. Ward and Evasive. So you put a character in here, it can quest all day long until the city's gone, and they can't target it with things. It's kind of good. I don't know though. It's a lot of setup, isn't it? Cusco's Palace, 3 cost, City Walls. Whenever a character is challenged and banished while they're here, banish the challenging character. This is better. I think this is what you want over Fang. You just put your Lilo in here and then quest away with it, and if they want to attack your Lilo, you lose your character as well. Oh, it does cost 3 to get into though. 3 to get into this one is rough. This one needs Magic Carpet, I think. But we did build Purple Emerald back in the day. Maybe it's time to revisit Purple Emerald. Purple Emerald time, guys. Who's ready for some Purple Emerald? Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. You may have noticed that we stopped halfway through. Basically, during the editing process, I realised that this was turning into a really long video, and to get it to you guys faster, I've decided to upload it in 2 parts. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you tune in later in the week for part 2 of my first impressions of Into the Inklands. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment if you enjoyed it. It definitely helps the channel grow, and I will see you for the next one.